Well, good afternoon, East Alabama and West Georgia. Dr. Don with you in Dr. Don's Severe Weather Center. And brought to you by Southern Union State Community College and all the other fine folks who support Dr. Don's weather page, which you see scrolling there at the bottom of the screen. We are going to talk to you about a few showers and thunderstorms across East Alabama and West Georgia this afternoon. Now, we're not looking at anything drastic, though we have had a couple of thunderstorms go severe. Let me do a little housekeeping right quick because we've got something there that's not just right. Let me take that bottom scroll off because that weather forecast is outdated. Forgot to update that before we went on. But anyway, here we go. So we do have one thunderstorm that's actually, we have two thunderstorms that's rather impressive right now. One did set off a severe thunderstorm warning about an hour ago, and that's this thunderstorm there in Alexander City. For the most part, it is now east of Alexander City. We'll zoom in on it and show you that the heaviest portions of this storm now is near Buxton. And then another part of the storm there that's pretty heavy is just to the east of Dadeville, just north of Camp Hill. Now, it's raining in Camp Hill, but the area of that storm that may have some small hail, and I'm talking a very small area of small hail, would be just north of Camp Hill. That's about to cross into Chambers County. It's also raining down there at Waverly. As we zoom back out just to the west of Auburn there, just north of Notasulga, some very heavy rainfall. Then some lighter showers back over near Bama Park and Our Town, around Alexander City, and up there around New Site. Going to the north, the dominant storm right now is beginning to look like this one in Randolph County. We have a couple of different areas there where we may have some hail taking place. There's a 60% chance of hail just northwest of Roanoke, up there around Crystal Lake, and that's moving south-southeast. Another area, 70% chance of hail there in northern Chambers County, just south of the Randolph County line. And then another area, an 80% chance of hail over here in northwest Chambers County. Let's just take the ride here. That's going to be just south of Abanda. Yeah, it's raining pretty heavy right there in Abanda. Between Abanda and Clarksville, we have an area where we could have some small hail falling this afternoon. Raining over Milltown. That was the wrong way. Let's zoom back out a little bit. We got rain right there along Highway 22 from Wadley over to Dickert and then back up to Roanoke. But that's not severe for now. But we're going to have to watch this stuff up here around Crystal Lake. That is the lighter pinks that you see there are areas where we could be seeing some hail. So you folks down there around Broughton Ridge, to the west of Highway 431, down all the way down into Roanoke, and just west of Roanoke, if you got a second to run outside, if it's safe to do so, and throw a blanket over your car, if it's not in a garage somewhere, then that might be a good idea. Also, just to the north of Roanoke, up there on County Road 87, maybe not 87, but 87's over on the east side. Up there around Center Chapel, 87. Maybe a little hail falling up there also. Heavy rain over at Rock Mills, Bacon Level, up at Springfield. And then over in Heard County, we have a thunderstorm there near Franklin, which may also be dropping some hail. There's a 60% chance there on the Newnan Highway that we could be seeing some hail in that storm. Had a severe thunderstorm. Up there in Newnan also, there's a very heavy thunderstorm. We did have a severe thunderstorm warning for southern Troup County earlier. That has since been canceled as that storm has shifted on down to the south-southeast. Heavy rainfall down there on I-185 in Harris County all the way down to Columbus and back over to Talbot, and some heavy rain taking place there as well. So that's why we're here this afternoon. A couple of big thunderstorms. These are summertime thunderstorms. And as a lot of us have learned in the last couple of weeks, these thunderstorms can be very dangerous, especially with the lightning that's involved with these storms. So if you hear thunder, remember that you are close enough to be struck by lightning. And we've got a good bit of lightning out there. This frame that you're looking at right now, which encompasses East Alabama and West Georgia and goes on over into Central Georgia. But most of the storms are in West Georgia and East Alabama. We're looking at 74 lightning strikes just in the last 2 minutes. So there is a lot of lightning out there. I don't see a ton of lightning with the Camp Hill storm, but the Roanoke storm, there is. There's a good bit of lightning up there. So let me go back to Randolph. And you can see this storm is sitting just south of Wedowee, stretches over to the Georgia state line over there near Big Springs, and then comes right down the Georgia-Alabama state line all the way down to northern Chambers County, and then stretches back across northern Chambers County. Places up there in northwest Chambers, north central, and northeast Chambers getting pretty good hammering right now, as well as this storm sitting over the southern and southeastern sections of Randolph County. The hail markers showing up right there along Highway 431 around Crystal Lake, just north of Roanoke. So wouldn't it all be surprised to see some reports of hail coming from that particular storm? So let's go up here and look at the comment board, see if anybody has anything to report. Asheville, Alabama, you're good right now. Let me take it out a little bit further so you can see. Now, this is the Birmingham radar that we're looking at. So really, there's not a whole lot going on up there in Clay County right now. Just some scattered light showers, one real small cell there in extreme southeast Clay. We do have a small thunderstorm trying to get going there around Talladega that may affect Clay County in the next hour or so, so we'll keep an eye on that for you. And then back to the west, though, not a whole lot going on. Some showers over there in Bibb County, and stretching back down into West Alabama, just south of Tuscaloosa. But most of the action right now is right here in East Alabama and West Georgia. Hello, Duluth. Nice to have you in there, Ron. Jennifer's watching us up there in Heflin. In Heflin, you're in pretty good shape. The only storm we see right now is up there in extreme northern Cleburne County, right along the Cleburne County-Cherokee County line. Well north of I-20, so not a whole lot happening up in Cleburne County. Roanoke, you're okay. We don't have any severe warnings right now for Randolph County, but there are a couple of hail markers right there on the southern end of Randolph and the northern end of Chambers. So Highway 431 is not a good ride. Anywhere from Wedowee all the way to Lafayette, really anywhere from Wedowee to Auburn, not a good ride right now, because even though right there around Lafayette, it's not storming just yet, but this storm is coming in, and it will eventually affect the Lafayette area also. We do have a special weather statement just issued by the National Weather Service for this area that I'm talking about. A significant weather advisory now in effect for southern Randolph and northern Chambers County until 3:45 p.m. this afternoon. At 3:21 p.m., Doppler radar was tracking a strong thunderstorm over Roanoke, moving east at around 15 miles per hour. Winds in excess of 40 miles per hour will be possible with this storm. Locations impacted will include Roanoke, Stroud, Wadley, Malone, Post Oak Forks, Banda, Standing Rock, Crystal Lake, Welch, Pennon, Dickert, Rock Mills, and the Roanoke Municipal Airport, and Roxton. Wadley, they've got you listed there, but this is not really going to affect. Let's go back down to the storm, because as I was just saying, this is becoming the dominant storm. This storm down here in Tallapoosa and western Chambers is losing some of its intensity, but this one up here in Randolph is growing. All right, so Wadley, yeah, you're right on the edge of this storm. I mean, literally right on the edge. Like at Southern Union, you're not getting much of anything, but Wadley and out there on Highway 22 going across the river, you got some rain, but the heaviest part of this storm is going to be south of Wadley. And it should continue to move that way. It may back build a little bit as it moves off to the east and southeast, so it could build back over the town of Wadley, but the storm itself is not moving toward Wadley. So conditions should maybe start improving there in Wadley proper over the next 30 or 40 minutes or so. Southern Union, I think you're going to be fine. But when we zoom back out, you can see right there, 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts are certainly possible. I'm going to go ahead and say almost for certain we've got hail out there just west of the city of Roanoke, starting right there on Highway 22, and then going south between Roanoke and Dickard. Pine Hill area maybe, or High Pine. And so right in this area here, I'm going to say that there's a pretty good chance we've got some hail falling there in Randolph County. This is going to be just west of downtown Roanoke. The storm, the radar anyway, indicates the storm is moving east. I think it's got a little more of a southeast component to it, but nonetheless, if you're in the city of Roanoke, you've got some hail just off to the west of downtown Roanoke. If you've got just a moment to put your car in a carport, or maybe even throw a blanket over the windshield or the hood, might be a good time to do so if you can do it safely. And you can probably hear that in the background. That was a bolt of lightning here at the Waka Mountain Studios, Dr. Don Studios on Waka Mountain. So I got a pretty good storm going on right on top of me as well. Potash Ridge is in the house. Deborah Gilmore's watching us. Hello, Deborah. Also, Johnny's saying he's got some rain. Power out at Jackson Gap, no doubt. A pretty good thunderstorm came through Jackson Gap. Some lightning and a little thunder, according to Johnny. Ashland, Alabama's watching. Thank you, Ashland. Great to have you there. And I hope you guys enjoy my weather forecast on God's Country every single day. Had a ton of fun doing it. Let's see. Deborah's in the house. Thank you, Deborah. Let's see here. Let's see here. Small hail in Wedowee. That must have been a little earlier because this storm has now moved a little bit south of Wedowee. Newell's in the house. Roanoke's got us going on. Lisa's watching us on the campus at Auburn, War Eagle. Let's see here. Roanoke. There's Ruth Earl. Woodland. I'm just looking to see if we have any reports of hail in or around the Roanoke area. It would be just west of Roanoke. Let's see here. Got somebody leaving Cheehaw, headed toward Broughton Ridge. Yeah, you're okay to drive. I think if you're just now leaving Cheehaw, by the time you get down there, it'll probably be calmed down a good bit. I know, Elaine, it almost got me too. Big bolts of lightning popping up here on the mountain. Heavy rain in Rock Mills, light rain in Wedowee. We got Hollis Crossroads in the house, Bacon Level coming down in Roanoke. It certainly is. Power flickering a little bit in Wadley. Things should start improving pretty quickly for you in Wadley. Street lights are on Corinth South. Well, now, Joe, I did not really know that there was a street light in Corinth. I'm just picking at you. I'm sure there is. Paige says that Roanoke's getting it good right now. Yeah, you got a good storm sitting right on top of you. All right, so Paige wants me to mark Kidstown on the map. I will get that done, Paige. I certainly will. Let me make a note of that so I don't forget. I will put it on the map for you. 10 shops in the house. Hello, Benny Floyd up there in Woodland, Alabama. Mellow Valley's got us going on. A little small hail at Tanner. Okay. That was earlier. Lots of rain in Glenn, Georgia. Thanks for watching us, Glenn. It is pouring here, too, folks. I don't know if you can hear. Let me take that background music down. I don't know if y'all can hear that in the background. I have a metal roof, and it is coming as Miss Mary would say, a frog strangler on the mountain. Thanks, Linda. I appreciate that. I'm glad y'all enjoy the weather. Louetta Road's reporting a lot of heavy rain. Okay, I'm just going to scroll through here. See if there's. I'm looking for reports of hail. Lineville, you're okay right now. And Ashley, that storm is south of you. That's why you're hearing thunder, but nothing's going on up there in Wedowee. The storm now is about Needham's Hill, the backside of it. Is it about Needham's Hill or Cornhouse, and it's moving to the east-southeast, away from Wedowee. So things will be improving in Wedowee. Wadley, you've got more development back off to the west. So while the main show is pulling off to the east away from you, we do have a couple of cells that's just popped up. One right there where Randolph, Clay, and Tallapoosa all come together near Motley. And that's going to move right over the town of Wadley. All right, so again, though, the concern right now is this area right here in the city of Roanoke where we could have some hail. Radar says there's a 60% chance of hail, saying that there's 0% that it's severe. So if there is hail there, it would be very small. National Weather Service issuing a significant weather advisory for the county I live in now. So it's nasty here as well. So let me zoom back out and give you the big picture. The main show this afternoon, about an hour ago, or maybe an hour and a half ago, was really down in Tallapoosa County, Coosa and Tallapoosa. We had a big thunderstorm. Move out of Coosa County into Tallapoosa County near Alexander City. And then as that storm approached the Chambers County line, it started weakening. And then this storm up here in Randolph, which was really small to start with, just blew up in a matter of about 15 minutes. And now it is by far the dominant storm in this chain of storms across East Alabama this afternoon. Also a pretty heavy storm up there around Peachtree City back down to Noonan. And then in Heard County, just southeast of Franklin, we have a heavy cell sitting there as well. And if you go down to around Columbus, from Columbus, actually from well south of Columbus, all the way through Columbus and then up through Harris County, heavy rainfall there. Things get better up in Troup County. Right now, nothing much going on except for extreme northwest Troup County, where this storm coming out of Randolph and Chambers will eventually end up over here in northwest Troup County. So LaGrange, you do have another storm coming at you. I think this thing over here in Randolph and Chambers will end up over in Troup County within the next hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, if it holds together. So let me see if I can put, I'll tell you the hail indication's much stronger in northern Chambers right now than it is up in Randolph, but we do have that real small area now just south of Roanoke all the way down to the Chambers County line. That bright pink right there could be hail. It could also be very heavy rainfall. What the radar's telling us right here is we have very dense water vapor falling in this area. Now, whether it is all liquid or whether it's some hail, which is frozen or not, it's hard to say. I think that when you get over here in the blues and the dark blues, there's no question that's hail. But the pink could kind of go either way. So that's why I was kind of trying to look on the board to see if anybody could confirm whether or not there was any hail in this storm. And so far, I really have not seen any real good reports of hail. I've seen a few spotted reports of some light stuff. Ranburne is as dry as a cat's tail. Now, I'm going to tell you something. That's pretty dry. No hail on Louisiana Road, but just very heavy rainfall, thunder, and lightning. Got a river running through my front yard on top of Rock Stand. The pink, Regina, it's real dense water. I mean, it could be hail, or it could just be real huge raindrops. You know, those great big raindrops that you can kind of run in between. That will give us that pink color. But it also could be some small hail. Now, the blues and the dark blues, almost a given that is hail this time of year. Let's see here. What else have we got? Ackworth, Georgia. Thanks, Chris. Thanks for joining us. Cassandra says that it is lightning extremely bad at her house. Thunder shaking the windows. It was here too earlier. Ashley's asking the question if Wedowee will get any more weather this afternoon. There's nothing looming out there right now for Wedowee. That's not to say that something can't develop. This pattern we're in this afternoon. It's not a line of thunderstorms that's going to come through and be gone. This is a very simple analogy, but it works. You take that pot of water, you set it on the stove, and you turn it on. You put a lid on it. You come back in about 5 or 6 minutes, it's boiling. What's happening to the inside of that lid? You got water condensation forming on that lid, and it's dripping back down into the boiling water. Well, that's the same thing we got going on this afternoon. So we've got storms blowing up all over the place. You could have a storm form right on top of Wedowee. There's no way to know for sure. But right this moment, there's nothing happening up there in central Randolph or northern Randolph. Clay has got a little cell trying to form there just to the west of Ashland. And we still have that one thunderstorm up there just south of Talladega. It really hasn't grown much in the last couple of volume scans, but we'll watch that as well. Sky has opened completely in Roanoke. Yeah, you got some heavy rain falling down there. Aniston says it's beautiful. Got the wind picking up in Concord and Dickard, washing away at Broughton Ridge. Thank you, Regina. I appreciate the kind words. You've got some rain over Alexander City, but you don't have anything too severe or significant. As a matter of fact, the last volume scan looks like most of the hail indications are all now down in Chambers County, even though it is still raining pretty heavy in southern Randolph County. Roanoke, Rock Mills, and Bacon Level still coming down pretty good. Clackville, Alabama, up in the crib. And you got some hail in the area there, Clackville, so be careful. All right. Again, I'm here this afternoon because of these strong thunderstorms moving across East Alabama and West Georgia. Right now, we do not have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for any of our counties, so all of these storms are below severe limits. Though they are heavy, and we have some really intense rainfall taking place there in southern Randolph County, basically from Wadley to Roanoke to Rock Mills, back down to Bacon Level, and then stretching down into Chambers County. No question that this is the dominant storm right now in East Alabama. As I'll zoom in a little bit closer for you and give you an idea that the absolute heaviest rain and or possible hail is falling from just south of the Friendship community down to around Dickard, and then from Wadley it stretches back to the southeast down to around 5 Points. If I were betting, I would say that this stuff right there around 5 Points probably is hail. Even though the radar's not giving it much of a chance, it looks good. The reflectivity looks good. So if there is any hail in any of this, the bigger stones would most likely be down there in 5 points. Back edge of this, though, just getting ready to move across the Broughton Ridge area, so things will start improving there in just a few moments. And then all this stuff down here in Chambers County will continue to slide off to the east and to the southeast. So you folks over in LaGrange, heads up, this is all coming at you. Still a big thunderstorm taking place up there. Let's just zoom in on it. Just southeast of Newnan. So that ride to Franklin to Newnan, not good, though it will be improving over the next few minutes. If you're on I-85, really anywhere from Atlanta to Tuskegee, you're going to be dodging some pretty big thunderstorms. From Atlanta to Grantville, you're already in it. Then from Grantville to Lynette, you're going to be in it as soon as this line gets a little further east. And then it's storming now from Lynette all the way back down to Tallahassee. Once you get south of Tallahassee, you get out of it. If you're coming out of Montgomery, get ready for it about the time you hit Tallahassee and go north. And same thing down here around Columbus. Mean storms down there. We've got significant weather advisories for multiple counties down here around Columbus. And this is going to be all for these thunderstorms down here. Looking at the lightning count, just at what you're looking at on the screen right now, that's 108 lightning strikes in the last 2 minutes. I have my software set up to only retain the last 2 minutes, and it's averaging right around 100 strikes in the last 2 minutes. So that's some pretty significant lightning going on out there as well. And I think we're going to probably see a repeat performance tomorrow of the same type weather pattern. And then on Thursday, not quite as much, though we will see a few scattered thunderstorms around on Thursday. And then Friday, Saturday, and I believe most of Sunday is going to be okay. I think our Independence Day forecast will be fine on Saturday. Oh, yeah, we'll have a 30 to 40% chance of a scattered afternoon thunderstorm, but that's par for the course for this time of year, just about any given day. So that won't be an issue. And it looks like right now, looking at the long range, Monday and Tuesday of next week, our rain chances will increase again. Thank you, Regina. I appreciate that. Yeah, Sharon said it was terrible for a while in Alexander City. That first storm that came through Alex City was rough. There's no question about it. That's why we started paying real close attention to what was going on. And then about the time we got ready to go live, that storm started to fade away, and then the Randolph County storm started to take over. Thank you, Cassandra. Appreciate it. All right, so folks, what I'm going to do now, because we don't have any warnings, there are no warnings in effect anywhere across East Alabama or West Georgia, so I'm not going to stay on here for a long period of time. But what I'm going to do is back out, show you the big picture, and then we're going to go in tight, and I'll make the tour around East Alabama and show you what's going on. And then if we were to get any warnings, of course, I'll be right back with you. All right, so here's the southeastern United States. It's pretty much lit up like a Christmas tree this afternoon. That frame you're looking at right now understand, this covers the entire southeastern United States plus the state of Texas. 960 lightning strikes in the last 2 minutes. Just at that one shot you're looking at right now. Big cluster of nasty thunderstorms down here in South Georgia. Multiple counties under severe thunderstorm warnings down here in southern Georgia and southeastern Georgia. Just some light rain now across North Georgia, with a few embedded heavier thunder showers and thunderstorms as well. I tell you what I'll do before I get out of here. This is the Birmingham radar. We'll jump over and I'll hit the composite one quick time so you can get a better view, because all this is going to show you is what Birmingham is seeing. All right, so let's zoom in, though, and take the tour, and we'll start up here on the north end. This is really not in our coverage area, but it's close. So we'll talk about it. Here we go in northern Cleburne County, up there along the Cleburne County, Cherokee County line. Big thunderstorm up there just north of Jacksonville. It's moving off to the east. Another big storm right there along the Alabama-Georgia line north of I-20 that's headed toward Bremen. Pouring in downtown Atlanta all the way down I-85 to Noonan, to Hogansville, just a nasty ride. There will be red alerts all over I-85 and 285 and the connector downtown. So if you were brave enough to drive through Atlanta before the storms, you probably shouldn't be now, because I mean, here we are at rush hour with multiple thunderstorms in downtown Atlanta. That traffic will be a nightmare. It's a nightmare on a beautiful day, much less one like today. Trust me, I have to drive through it all the time. All right, so here in Randolph County, things are improving. All the hail markers have disappeared from the radar in the Randolph County storm, though we still have some heavy rainfall stretching from Wadley back over to just north of Roanoke, and then up on the eastern side of Randolph County, all the way up to Big Springs, down to High Shoals, Friendship, down to Wadley, Dickert, Roanoke. All these areas still getting some pretty heavy rainfall, and this has been going on for some time, so we may start to see some street level flooding. Places like Louanna Road out there at the bridge, places that normally flood, may see some problems because this rain has been going on now for quite a few minutes. And then over here in Heard County, things are improving. Things are better in Franklin. The heaviest part of that storm has moved on off to the eastern side of Heard County and across northern Troup County. And then we have those bright pinks and the blues, which is indicative of extremely heavy rainfall or small hail. There comes a volume scan update. So now the hail marker has moved on over into the eastern part of Chambers County. So you folks over there on West Point Lake, Holiday Park, over there at Abbott's Ford, right there along the Roanoke-LaGrange Road, Highway 109. If this is hail, it is coming in your general direction. Also, Amity Park, anywhere along West Point Lake. If you're camping over there, you might want to seek shelter, because you're going to certainly have some thunder and lightning in the area, and you may also have some hail to deal with as well. You get down there into Lafayette, you've got some heavy rainfall, but no indication of any hail there. Things over in Tallapoosa County looking better. No dark reds there, just some moderate to light rainfall falling in Tallapoosa County. And I would venture to say that's probably going to keep you okay for the rest of the day. Chambers and Randolph, at least southern Randolph, probably will not see any more storms today because the atmosphere has been worked over so well this afternoon already. It would have to destabilize in a hurry to get more storms in there this afternoon. Not out of the question, but not likely. And then you go down here into Lee County, and basically from Tuskegee back up to Auburn, Opelika, right along I-85 to the south and east, we've got some heavy rainfall down there as well. And then things get really strong again down there in southern or south of Columbus, down there around Casita. That's in Georgia, not Alabama. And if you have travel plans down there, down 431 down toward Eufaula, some storms down there. That's not going to be a good ride for you there. So that's kind of what things look like in East Alabama and West Georgia. And as promised, let me take that radar off, and let me go back to the national radar. And okay, so now this gives you a little better indication of what the entire southeast looks like, because this is a composite of all the different radars across the country. And you can see that we do have some heavy showers and thunderstorms up there in North Georgia. Been experiencing one right here at the house for the last 30 or 40 minutes. And then you can see what the other storms look like down there in southern Georgia, too. I mean, we've got seven counties of southern Georgia, southeast Georgia under severe thunderstorm warning right now. So you see a tremendous amount of lightning down there. Just to the west of Brunswick. Spent the weekend in Brunswick this past weekend. Beautiful place down there. But they're getting some rain today. Lots of it, from Jessup down to Waycross, back up to Douglas, Hazelhurst, just north of Valdosta, Moultrie getting in on the action. And then coming back across the southern end of Georgia, right there along the Alabama-Georgia state line, just east of Dothan, getting over there around Lake Seminole, and then back down around Troy in South Alabama, Ozark, Andalusia. Some big storms down there also. So there are a few storms trying to get going back over there, the Centerville Brent area. That would move off to the east and might get into some of our East Alabama counties later on. We'll watch that real close and bring you more coverage if it becomes necessary. One more quick check on the board before I get out of here. Carrollton, Georgia. Question about Carrollton. All right, so Carrollton, you just got light to moderate rainfall right now. There is a heavy cell up there northwest of Bremen that's moving slowly to the south and southeast that may clip Carrollton. These storms are moving very slow. I mean, we're talking 10 to 15 miles per hour. That's it. So they're slow movers this afternoon. There's not a lot to push these storms around, and they grow extremely strong, and then they just kind of burn out. Like this storm over southern Randolph, it's been going now for 30 minutes and hasn't moved a whole lot, to be quite honest with you. So looking downrange this afternoon, if you see storms back off to your west, it's going to take them a minute to get to you. Thank you, Janelle. I appreciate those kind words. Thank you, Sharon. Thanks, Ron. Appreciate your comments as well. All right, folks, I'm going to step away, and I'm going to continue to monitor this. I'm also working on your primetime forecast and your Lake Wedowee forecast for tomorrow. But I kind of had to put the brakes on that because of these storms, and it may be a few more minutes before I can get that up because we're going to keep an eye on these storms. But if any warnings are issued, I'll be right back with them right here on Dr. Don's weather page. Don't forget that you can now watch us live on YouTube. If you have a Roku television or a smart TV, you can download the YouTube app on your television, and then when we go live, you can put us up on that 55-inch TV. The resolution is incredible and it looks really cool, so I invite you to do that. And also go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to our channel so that when we do go live, you're guaranteed to get notified that we're doing live coverage. Facebook's algorithm is a little strange, and sometimes it doesn't always alert you immediately when we go live. YouTube does. So go out there and subscribe to Dr. Don's weather page on YouTube. And, hey, I'll be back with you soon if need be with more live severe weather coverage brought to you by Southern Union State Community College and all those fine folks you see scrolling at the bottom of the screen on Dr. Don's weather page.